Okay, so a few weeks ago, I did a video using some of the free captures that are available from a company called Amalgam that makes some really good captures of some very nice, in some cases, expensive amps. And so I like those enough that it convinced me to go ahead and pay for some of their capture packs. And luckily, they had a sale running where you can buy 2 capture packs and get a third one for free. So what I did is I bought the 2 capture packs that I had sampled, the King Imperial and the 2 Rock ODS. And the one I picked to be my free one is a Carr Mercury. And I thought it'd be worthwhile to go through some of the sounds that I found that I liked and maybe talk through some of the value in paying for these kind of captures when there's so many captures available on the Quad Cortex. So all the presets, first off, will not be available on the Cortex Cloud. Again, these are paid for captures, so I'm not going to share them. Secondly, they're all set up the same way. What I did is on the very back end, I've got plateless reverb set about 20%, so not too lush. I just wanted some ambience on the end. I'm running a high cut at about 6,000, so not too extreme here. Again, I'm just trying to trim some of the extraneous stuff, and to me, it makes the amps sound a little more natural. I'm running a dual IR loader block. I'm using the same IRs that I was using in the last video. These are free IRs from Amalgam. One's a Tone King 1x12, one's a Fender 2x12. So I think these are the ones that they suggest you use. And on the very front, I've got an exotic Z boost, so an RC booster on the front just to push the front of the amp just to hear what that sounds like. And then for all the amps, what I try to do is have 4 kind of levels of gain. I wanted a clean one, I wanted kind of an edge or breakup, I wanted kind of a rhythm crunch, and I wanted a lead drive, more gain kind of thing. So the Amalgam captures, the way they're set up, so let's look here. The naming convention is the same on all of them. It starts out from here, it's King Imperial, that tells you what amp it is. The RH is the channel, so the King Imperial has, I don't know if it's really a channel or a mode. There's a rhythm mode and a lead mode. And I think the rhythm mode is very kind of Fender blackface, and the lead mode is more of a tweed kind of thing. So that's what that is. That's like what mode it is. Clean. So typically for their captures, what I see is they have clean, edge, crunch. Some of them have something called drive. Some of them have dined, and then maybe there's a lead. So it's a description of kind of the level of gain to expect from the capture. This one, it says warm. So this is kind of the EQ setting of the capture. And the typical ones that I saw were there's BAL for balanced, there's bright, there's scooped, there's full, and there's warm. I found myself gravitating towards the full and the warm, maybe using the balanced or the scooped for some of the kind of the rhythmy sounds. I didn't use any of the brights, honestly, but they're there if you need them, if you have like a dark guitar or something like that. So let's go through all these again. I'm not going to go through every single option because we'd be here for hours, because it is a very big pack of captures if you use all the different options. If you think about it, you've got the rhythm clean with all the EQ types, and then you have the lead clean with all the EQ types, and then you repeat that for edge and drive and lead and things like that. So I'm just going to kind of demo the ones that I found that I like the best, and you can kind of judge for yourself whether you think they're good. So here's the rhythm clean warm. So this is kind of a Fender blackface with a clean tone set to kind of a warm EQ. You can't tell I'm using a kind of a Strat style guitar. So a real nice kind of full clean tone. And then we go to the edge. And so this is, again, It's switched to the lead mode now, so it's more of a tweed style, and it's still in the warm EQ setting. So really nice edge of breakup. This is a really great tone. So great with a Strat. Here what I've got is I've got a crunch. You can see this one I've gone to more of a balanced EQ. So we get a little bit of a nice rhythm tone. And then the last one I went to was a warm lead. So we can kick it with the RC booster. In the RC booster, we're not adding a lot of gain. We're really just pushing the volume, and I'm rolling a little bit of EQ off just to smooth it up a little bit. And the RC works like into the edge as well. So that's the Tone King. Let's try the 2 Rock. So again, same setup, and we got 4 A models here: clean, edge, kind of crunch rhythm, and a lead. So let's hear the clean. You hear right away, this is not super clean, not anywhere near as clean as the Tone King. There's some grit in here if you dig into it. That's just, I think, the nature of the 2 Rock ODS. It's going to have more crunch there. You know, if we kick it with the RC booster, and this is a clean, warm. So if we switch to the edge warm, just a little more bite on the edge, but not a lot. And then this, I've got a drive warm. So nice rhythmy tone. And then for the lead, I'm using the balanced here, just to keep it from getting too dark. So a nice kind of thick, you can hear it's got a lot more grit. So let's check out the Carr. And I have to say, this is the one I just kind of threw in as this is my freebie. I think it's my favorite because it does a super clean of the Tone King, and it goes all the way to like a real thick overdrive, kind of like the ODS. Maybe not quite as, it doesn't have a double mid kind of thing to it, but it's just really nice. So here's the clean tone. Compared to the Tone King clean. You can hear I'm using the fat on this one, which I liked better, but the you got the scooped and the warm. If we switch to the warm. The warm's maybe a little bit fuller, but I like the fat. And then for the edge, I'm using the edge warm here. So nice smankiness. Again, it's very similar to the Tone King. But when we go to the crunch balance, so if we compare that to the Tone King crunch, it's got some beef to it, but I find the Carr has a little more clarity. And then you've got the last, which is I'm using the drive, not the lead. The lead actually had a little too much gain for me. I'm using the drive and I'm using the fat. All of them are really good, and it's obvious that Amalgam puts a lot of attention into how they capture these amps. They're super high quality. So now it comes down to, are they worth it? So I think Amalgam charges 35 pounds for each of these capture packs. So, I bought two and got one for free. So I paid US dollars. I think I ended up paying a little less than $80, I think, in total for all three of these packs. So it's not cheap. The question is it worth it when there's so many free captures available on the Quad Cortex? I think it depends on a few things. One, there's some very special amps that they've captured. So if you're looking for something specific, you might not be able to find it. For example, I've looked for 2-rock captures on the Cortex Cloud. Never really been happy with any of the ones that I found. These are the best that I've found. Two, do you want to spend all the time it takes to hunt through all of the free ones? And so part of this is Amalgam is curating for you captures that you know will be good. So it really comes down to, for me, if you're paying for these captures, you're paying, let's say they're 10, 20% better than any free ones you can find. You're paying for that extra 10 or 20%. And the question is, for you, is it worth it? For me, I'm not sure. I really like these, and I'm happy I bought them, and I'll definitely will be using them. I don't know that I'll continue to drop $35, $40 each on these capture packs. Again, they're very high quality. Amalgam's done a great job. These are really, really good sounding captures, and there's IRs, and there's a lot in there, but they're not cheap. And so I think everyone will need to make their own decision as to whether it's worth it to them. If you're looking to check out the Amalgam captures, go check out the free ones that are on the Cortex Cloud. They're really good. Check them out, see how you like them, you kind of get a feel for them. And if you find one that you really, really like and you're willing to invest in it, buy one of the capture packs and see whether you're getting the value that you want. I think the Tone King one is great. I think this Carr Mercury one is awesome as well. The Two Rock is also very good. I think I prefer the Tone King and the Carr to the Two Rock. To me, this Carr Mercury one is kind of a great, jack of all trades kind of amp. A lot of versatility here. So if you're going to get one, actually, I would encourage you to try out this one. But the Tone King one is also very good.